With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Hi, I'm Kyle, a tired therapist.
And I'm Jackie, also a tired therapist.
And together, we are
Two Tired Therapists. Welcome to the pod. We wasted that perfectly good intro because Justin said, let me know when you're ready, and we can't hear him out here.
And as professionals, we are always ready.
I feel very attacked. Relax.
That's literally any time we record.
Oh my God.
Is us being like, we're being attacked.
I know. Well, it's about to be time to get severed.
Oh. Clever.
But before we get severed.
And now everyone's like,
what? It's time to talk about what we're tired of. Kyle?
Okay, I'm going through my list here. Because I had some new ones, but I want to make sure that I'm not missing any old ones.
I need to make a new list. Let me ask Chattabdij and see what they say.
What do you Chattabdij? What's tired? Okay, I'll just go with some of these. I think it's tired commenting on what people consume, specifically people who drink Diet Coke. Because if anyone, are you?
Oh no, I'm not.
Oh,
one
you
of them.
agree?
No,
Okay.
no, I agree.
Because I feel like you see all these things, like people are like, oh, I like Diet Coke, and they'll be like, it's got aspartame in it, don't you? And then they just proceed to go on about all of that. Let people do what they want. Like if someone is doing crack, I don't necessarily agree with that. And I might say, well, I'm not going to do it.
What a great
but
example.
I'm not like, do what you're going to do, girl.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But I feel like Diet Coke is like anytime you're like, I drink Diet Coke, they're like, oh, that's bad for you.
Okay, here's the thing. If you really think about it, and I could go on a soapbox, and I might.
Think you're on one.
I see you stepping one foot on there.
Yeah.
Everything is technically bad for you in a way. I mean, if you really think about it, like everything is bad for you.
Sure.
And so I get because my algorithm sometimes like I watch one cleaning video, like cleaning talk. Have you ever seen these videos? And then I get a cleaning video of somebody who's like, I want to use all natural products. And I'm like, there is nothing that's all natural. Same with skincare, same with makeup. There's nothing that's not going to have like preservatives or ingredients that are whatever. It makes me wild. It makes me so wild.
Well, I've seen videos on some of the like the Instagram. Well, I see them on Instagram because that's all I do. But it'll be the people that are in the grocery store and like, you shouldn't eat this because it has whatever in it.
I bet you that person couldn't even read a nutrition label.
But then they'll
tried.
cut to like an older video of the same person going, you should eat this. And it's the exact same thing because this is the healthiest. Like, yeah, it's shady and I love it.
I love, this came up on my YouTube. I know we talk about the algorithm all the time, but my YouTube algorithm, well, it was Hoarders for a while. Now it's like vacillating back to, I watched, it was a doctor, like an actual, and I did not realize this doctor was like super social media famous. I'd never heard of him, but him reacting to the first like medical injuries in The Last of Us. It was so funny. And then I went into this like rabbit hole of all of his videos, and he's just like, one of his videos, and I don't remember which one it was. His name's Dr. Mike. He's very cute. If you look him up,
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you probably saw him, you probably know. I'd never heard of him, never seen him before, But he was like reacting to like memes and like, and then he does ones where he reacts to like TikToks, and he's just like, why are you listening to somebody on TikTok like who doesn't have a medical degree, who doesn't understand what
we need to do that though with this.
I know
the TikTokers.
Well, it's been a while.
But I don't know how to get on TikTok, so.
Well, you could just do the reels. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Anyways,
no, I agree, and it's. I think did I send it to you? There was a reel one time, and it was like one of those health people, and they were like, why would you eat McDonald's fries? There's 19 ingredients in it. And then it cut to this, like, I don't know how, he was probably like 12. And he was like, if you think my fat ass cares that there's 19 ingredients, you are wrong. And I was like, yes.
Oh my God. No, you did not send that to me.
I don't care. You know what? You only live once. So.
Well, it's just, again, everything, there's nothing in life, pop, soda, whatever you call it, Coke, whatever area of the world that you live in. I mean, all of it is bad, diet or not. I mean, it's just, it's all got the shit in it. But I mean,
yeah,
it's called moderation.
Are you
also,
going to look back and be like on your deathbed, like, I'm so glad I cut Diet Coke out of my life?
No, you're not.
And if you are, bitch. That's so sad.
No.
So
anyways,
that's where I'm at.
I wrote this one and I don't remember the context that I wrote it in, but I'm going to say it anyway because I think I can kind of remember. I'm really tired of men acting like idiots when women dump them.
Oh. I mean,
or people, I guess it doesn't matter, but like when it's mostly straight men,
of course.
But I think it was a Trixie Katya I like to watch. They were like watching like Temptation Island. I don't know this. I do not know this show, but I watched them react to it, and it's basically people who like want to get engaged.
I think I watched that one. Was it they most recently? Well, it's not been too long.
Yeah, they did a Love on the Spectrum one, which was
that one was
an
cute.
hour. It was fresh. No,
I think I know which.
And so like one of the guys they like the premise is you bring your partner to this island. You're like about to get married, or like you want to get married, or you want to get engaged, or you want to be more whatever. And then they bring out like lots of hot singles, and then you pick the hot single you want to be like paired with, and then like your partner goes with that person, and you go with another hot person.
It's so messy.
And one of the guys like literally fucked another girl, and then was like shocked when his like girlfriend broke up with him, and was like, I don't understand.
I think I know exactly the guy you're talking about, because he wasn't he saying to like, oh, I'll change.
Yes,
you know,
it
it's like just blah blah blah. And they literally had video of them like having sex
in
you
the
could
shower
hear it.
or something like that. Yeah, it was like,
and she
was like, so like I'm done, like we're done.
Well, but he was good because I think he thought she would take her back because she even said like, we've done this so many times, and then when she was like, I can't do this, he was gooped. He was like, I can't believe this. How could you do this to me? Why would you do this to me? And honey, you got a big storm coming because you literally were doing back shots off this other girl.
I know. It was just like all these like, oh my God, it was so funny.
But also, that's so messy. That whole show, that premise. I didn't watch it, but I did watch the Katya one too.
It kind of reminds me of like Too Hot to Handle. Is it? I know we talked about reality shows on the other one, but that's another like funny one, like to me. But it's like they're all singles, so to me, it's like less problematic.
Yeah, this one was way more.
No, it was like they were like some of these people were about to
messy.
get engaged, and then like the guy was fucking the other.
But
girl
also,
in the shower.
good thing you didn't, because
Oopsies. Anyways.
Wow. Well, there's where we're at today.
Well, you ready to get severed?
I am.
Let's get severed. Okay.
People are probably like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Okay, so we're gonna talk about Severance, which you have never seen, so this is gonna be really interesting for me.
So.
It's on Apple TV Plus. I had spoilies for everybody who's listening. I already told Kyle this. ChatGPT did the 99% of the work on this, so we'll see how good it is. But I did this in another episode of another show, but this one is really interesting because the second season just ended a few months ago. So Severance is a dark, cerebral sci-fi drama with psychological thriller elements. Set in the near future, it follows employees of Lumon Industries who undergo a radical surgical procedure called severance, which splits their consciousness into two separate entities. The Innie, their work self, who only exists inside the office, has no knowledge or access to memories of the outside world, or their Outie, which is their personal self, who remembers their home life but has no memories of what happens at work.
Well, that sounds great. Where do I sign up for that?
Well, that's what I thought when I first started watching it, and then I was like,
oh.
But each version of the self is completely unaware of the other's experiences. To the Innie, the experience is essentially eternal work. Every time they wake up, they're back at work. And the Outie doesn't know what they do for a living. Like, they know they work at Lumon, but they don't know what they do or what their department is. And it's kind of like, it's very good. I highly recommend the show. It's not very graphic. There's some graphic parts to it, but not like, more like medical graphic stuff, not like gore, violence. But it's really interesting because it's like some of them are trying to get away from certain stuff. Like the main character, Mark, he's like his wife died. So he is like so upset. He's like, I'm going to be a severed employee.
So they like black out basically when they go to work?
Yeah. So like they have like a access card that they wear. It's like a lanyard. And then they go down in an elevator, and the elevator is where once they reach a certain level, they sever. And it's like, they do like this weird, like, it's like kind of like a That's So Raven moment. They're like,
oh,
and
like
then they're like
a Millie Billigan moment.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
yeah. Bring me your Innie. And so then they go to work, but they work in these four, it follows like four people. They work in the macro data refinement, which you never really find out what it is until the second season, but they're literally like in an office by themselves, and they have to eat Lumon food, and like it's just a really interesting like split. Cause I was like, oh, that would be great. Like it would be great to just go to work, focus on work, not focus on anything else, leave. And then you don't even remember work.
Right. That'd be great.
But it's not so great.
Oh, okay.
It's a little rough. So some of the stuff ChatGPT gave me that I was like, oh, this is really interesting to discuss. So we're going to discuss some of it. And then I have like some like, I don't know, talking points in ethics, I guess is probably, and then I have a couple like discussion questions for us, I guess is probably the best way to say it. So Innie versus Outie, it kind of mimics dissociation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So what do you
or like
think?
multiple personality.
I was just saying, you've never watched this, so
no,
like I don't want to get
idea.
too hard in the plot because it's not going to make sense to you, but
yeah, well, it's very like or I was thinking like it's what's the word, like compartmentalized, right? Like
that's another talking point. Yeah.
That it's hard to do that in reality, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And people that do, I think, have actually a harder time with life.
Yeah, I think so.
Because humans don't live in a bubble.
Well, and I think what's interesting too is like there's a lot of talk, especially in the second season, of like, does your Innie have rights? Like, what does your Innie get to do? Because they kind of don't. Their Innies do different stuff and feel differently. So like, I don't want to like spoil it, but like, there's two of them who start to sort of like fall in love on the inside, but not on the outside. So it's like
interesting.
There's other parts where there's a guy like they do a pretty good job of keeping them in when they're in, like their Outie self doesn't happen, but like there are some scenes where like they're out in the world and their Innie comes out. So they're like freaking out because they don't understand where they are. They don't understand what's going on. So there's stuff like that too. But a lot of it to me is like, is your Innie a person? Because it's not necessarily a separate person. It's you, but it's a different part of your conscious.
That's deep.
I mean, it is if you really think about it.
Because at first when you were talking about it and explaining it, I was like, oh, so is this like a clone? But it's not a clone.
It's not a clone.
Literally like, it would be like, I'm getting dressed to go to work. And then once I get to a certain point, and then
That's So Raven.
Right. But then I'm still me, but I'm.
Yeah, but you don't remember anything about your life before you walk into work, which I think is wild too. Like you don't know anything. Like I was talking to Justin, I was like, how do they know what anything is? And he's like, well, obviously your base knowledge would have to be like, you can ride a bike and you can read and you can write and stuff like that. But you don't know how to, like, you don't know if you're married. You don't know if you have kids.
Right.
You don't know like what's your blood type. I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to think of things that like make sense to me. But when you mentioned, I can never say this word, compartmentalization. There we go. That's also another like talking point that ChatGPT wanted me to discuss, because I think it's a big defense mechanism. Everybody uses it in some degree.
Well, sure.
And especially, like I said, the main character, Mark, is so upset his wife has died and he is trying to forget, basically. He's kind of a borderline alcoholic in a way. Like he's drinking, he's struggling on the outside. He does this job, so he doesn't obviously remember any of that. So he has work to focus on. I will say also the company is a little bit odd. Like it's very much like it's a family. I don't want to say a family-run company, but I guess it is in a way. But they treat like the founder of the company like Jesus. It's a lot of allegory and stuff like that in it too. Like it's super interesting.
Is this like a medical procedure they have to go through? Like
it's basically brain surgery.
Okay.
They're like popping something into putting a hole in your head. Popping this chip in.
Oh.
The chip is what turns off the rest of your brain.
Okay.
And then when you go down to the basement or wherever it is, then that's when you get to the innie, and then when you go out. So yeah, it's a medical thing. Like you have to get.
Interesting.
But I will say the town that they live in some sort of town that's like this company has like taken over this town. And a lot of the townspeople do not like the severance procedure. When they find out that you are a severed employee, they do not like you.
So it's a choice to do
Yes,
this.
it's a choice. It's not, you don't have to do it.
Is it because they work there or like?
I think they frown upon it because it sounds crazy. Like you're splitting your conscious. You're splitting your personality in a way. Not specifically, not like a multiple personality type of thing, but you're splitting your.
Well, but I mean,
it is.
I guess kind of. Do they? So they chose to do this, or is it because of they work for that company and the company makes?
No,
them
they chose to do it. They don't make people do it.
Interesting. So are there people in that office that
aren't severed?
Aren't
Yes.
severed?
Yes. There are people who work with the severed people who are not severed.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Oh yeah, Mr. Oh my God, Milchick, Mr. Milchick, love him, crazy. That man is crazy. He's not severed and he works with them.
And is it like if they try to say, "Oh, hey, you're married," like they're like, "No, I'm
yes, yes, they'll like control. Like, yes, it's so interesting. The company is very almost like a narcissistic parent in a way. Like they use a lot of praise, but they also like put you down a lot. Like I said, there's a scene, I think it's in this most recent season, where Mr. Milchick, he's basically like the manager of the severed people, and they like tell him he uses too big of words when he talks, because he does have a huge vocabulary. So he's saying like, I mean, you get what he's saying, but he's just like, instead of saying, you know, like, I don't know, eat shit, he says devour feculence. That's like a very famous part of it. I think it's hilarious. So like, but they'll praise you, but then they'll like punish you in the same vein, or they'll like kind of treat you like shit. It's really interesting. They praise a lot of their hard work. Like you have to be very hardworking. They almost, like I said, there's a lot of religious like overtones to it. Like they treat, like the way that they want to teach their like values as a company is very religious based. There's a lot of other weird stuff that I won't get into because we don't have enough time in the world to describe it, but it's a lot, like I said, it's very religious based, where like Kier is the founder of the company and he's treated like God.
And the severed people are like, oh yeah.
Like they don't get like regular books in there. They have to read like Lumon books. Yeah. Like you don't get to watch TV. There's no access to anything. So all these people, all the innies know is the Lumon stuff. They don't know anything else like beyond that. So like I think there's an episode where they find like a card and they're like, what the fuck is this? Like they don't understand it. And then like I don't remember how it happens, but one of the Outies gets a book into the place and they start reading it and they're so like confused by it because they're like, what does this mean?
Are they dumb?
They're not dumb, but it's like they don't understand
just the outside
yeah
world.
They don't understand it. Like one of them, for some reason, his Innie got activated when he was at home, and he like freaked, and one of his kids was like talking to him, and he was like freaked out. He was like screaming, crying because he didn't understand like where he was, and like that became a whole thing. So like it's just the way that they have split them in the way they have to move about the world is super interesting.
But why would you want to do this?
They all have a different reason.
Interesting.
Like I said, the main character, his wife died.
He just wants like a break.
He wants to like forget that she's dead, basically, is kind of the way he describes it. One of them, you later find out he's like not super great at other jobs. Like this is the best job he's ever had. He's never performed well in any other job. This is the best he's ever done. The other ones, I don't remember why they did it. So, I mean, they all have a reason as to why that they do it. But like I said, the company itself praises hard work, but the Innie never consents technically to any of this because their Outie makes the decisions, and they don't listen to the Innie. If the Innie wants to quit, they have to ask the Outie, and the Outie makes the final choice.
How do they do that?
They have a paper that you write on. So like your Innie will write like, I want to quit because of blah, 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 blah. And then they'll hand it to, once you are unsevered, they'll hand it to your Outie, and then your Outie makes the final choice. Because the Innie is not a real person.
Interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Do they explain in the like exactly what the procedure is?
They don't necessarily explain it. It's just more of like this thing is inserted into this part of the brain, and like it's not very like specific.
Detailed.
No, and I will say one of them is I don't want to give too much away, but he wants to become unsevered, and that's not an easy thing to do. It's like brain surgery basically to do it.
Like the Outie does? The Outie part?
Yeah, the Outie wants to like not like they call it They call it something really specific. Reintegration. That's right. They call it reintegration. So you're trying to merge the two back together.
But that's hard to do.
Yes. And everybody.
Is it hard to do, or they don't want to do it?
Everybody who's done it has died.
Oh. Well,
died in some capacity.
do you think that's because the company doesn't want them to, because they can control them?
I just don't think that they've ever had a successful reintegration. So like once you quit as an Innie, you're like, that's it. But like what, like the first season, there is a former worker who was kind of somewhat reintegrated. So he meets with the Outie of his coworker. It's hard to explain. His coworker's Outie, and the Outie is like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, I was your coworker and you don't remember me. And he's like, I don't know who the fuck you are. Like because they only knew each other at work. And then he like shows him a picture and he's like, what the fuck? Because he doesn't recognize. And then it becomes like what they're doing is, unethical, terrible. It's like all about ethics and like all of that. So here's some questions.
Does the Innie know that they're like, they know they're an Innie? Like they know when they leave their.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
I want to watch this now.
You really should.
Seasons
It's really
are there?
2.
Oh, nice. Okay.
2. Oh, it's good binge. It's a good binge.
Mm.
And I'm leaving out so much stuff, but it's really interesting. But here, we'll have some discussion, then we'll take a break, and then we'll just like talk about some of the key terms. So would you ever consider doing the severance procedure, splitting work and your personal life? Based on what I've told you. Or not.
I don't know. I mean, at first I would say yes, because it would be nice to just not.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that would work for our profession, though, because part of our profession kind of works on you having your sort of personality. So I wonder what that would look like.
They kind of have their same-esque personalities. They're a little bit different. Not the same, but different. Like if they're sarcastic on the out, they're sarcastic a little bit in a different way on the inside.
I don't know. It sounds nice, but then I'm also thinking like I also like the people I work with, so to not remember them,
to not know them.
Yeah, that would be a little. I don't know that I would like that.
I think when I first, this show is like the first season happened like 3 years ago, and then they just released the second season, part because of the writer's strike. So like when I first watched this, I was in a job that I did not like, and I was like, oh, this would be so good. Like this would be great, just to be like, go to work, do your thing, leave. And I want to say like when I worked in the prison system, I was really good at compartmentalizing. I was really good at it. But then as I watched the show, and then I was thinking like, is this person like you don't have, as an Innie, like you don't have any experiences besides work. Like you don't get to, like they throw parties and stupid shit like that, but it's not like, going to a restaurant or going to a concert.
But
like
they don't know that exists either.
Right. So it's like, it's weird. I don't think I would do it. I like when I first watched it, I was like, oh my God, this would be so great. And then I'm like, I don't know about this.
I think if I worked at a job, like if I worked at like McDonald's or Amazon, I probably would.
Yeah.
But not, I don't know.
So we kind of already talked about this, but do you think we already separate our work and our home selves in real life?
Yeah. I mean, I think
you have to.
I think you have to a point. It's, boundaries. Some people don't, and some people don't, and they have you have problems. It's the whole like, don't shit where you eat, right? Like, don't.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, yeah.
People have a lot of problems.
And some of them
that.
Shit where they eat.
Oh,
their Innies shit where they eat. If you watch this, I really need you to text me and tell me what you think about it. The first season it's good. The second season, there are some weird episodes. I will not lie to you. There are a few episodes that are like, what the fuck is happening? But they're all important. But okay, so yeah, and I agree. I think everybody separates. What do you? Okay, here's a good one. This might be an interesting now that we're working at the same company again. What do you think companies owe their employees emotionally? Is it okay to check out to get through the workday?
Well, the first question, I think companies owe treating their employees like humans.
Agreed.
And understanding that they have limits, even if they don't see those limits themselves.
Sure.
What was the second part?
Is it okay to check out to get through the workday?
Absolutely.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Absolutely.
Advocating for it. I think companies owe their employees to treat them as a person, not a number, not a data point, not
a cash cow.
Right.
Of it.
I think companies who, I mean, we see it all the time, and I can't name a specific one, but you see companies who give a shit about their employees. Like I think of the one CEO who paid everybody the same wage for like a year. He's been doing it for like 5 years
Right.
now, including himself. And I'm just
Right.
like, that is probably not like, that's a good idea. Like to invest in your employees in that way.
Absolutely.
Is it okay to check out? Yes. Oh my God. Who doesn't do this? I
Yeah.
mean, seriously, who doesn't? You're
Yeah.
telling me you've never like been at work and not zoned out?
Exactly. What? And you're
What?
telling me these CEOs don't leave at 2:00 in the afternoon to go play golf or something?
Girl, yeah,
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
know.
No, I like that. Yeah, you need to invest in your employees. It's the whole like I always get so confused by all these business people in these positions of power that don't know how business works. So that's on
I love to look
that's
at,
on period.
I love to look at the LinkedIn sometimes because it's like all these weird, like random, like today I had somebody quit and it's because their life was so terrible. And you know what? I didn't care because if you're not going to, and I'm like,
Well,
girl,
girl, there's your
bye.
problem.
All right, let's
There's
take
your
let's take a break and then we'll officially define and talk about some of the stuff that comes up like dissociation, cognitive dissonance, some of the things that come
the
up
fancy
in
words.
yes. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Fancy psychology term time. Disassociation. You want to define it or try to define it? Or tell you what
Well,
what ChatGPT says
I don't
it
know.
is.
I don't know. How would you? It's when you like are no longer like consciously, you're detached from reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ChatGPT says a disconnection between thoughts, identity, consciousness, and memory, which is
Oh, that's intense.
most. And this is you and I can get in this little soapbox. Do you see this term being overused or
Oh, God,
misused constantly?
absolutely.
It just kills me.
Well, yeah. People like when you were like zoning out. People were like I disassociate at work. I doubt it. I highly
No,
doubt
like
it.
a true, to me, the best definition, and it's still like the number one, I feel like, is when you're driving from work to home and you don't remember how you
Right.
drove. Like to me, like it's not a conscious thing you're doing. You're literally just like spacing out in that way. But
Right.
in the show, I mean, Severance technically it is a disassociation because you are separating yourself from your memories and all of that stuff. And they can never communicate together. Your Innie and your Outie cannot communicate. Like you can't talk to yourself and talk to your Innie. Like it's not like a
not like an internal dialogue
No.
happening.
no. But I will say ChatGPT also mentions like this is how trauma people often split from their feelings and their memories, which I'm like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
well.
This is kind of a trauma if you really think about
Yeah.
this show. Compartmentalization, how would you
Mhm.
define?
That's like putting up walls between like different facets of your life.
Yeah, a defense mechanism where conflicting emotions or thoughts are kept separate to reduce anxiety. I would say it's like, like putting a wall up in between like your feelings and like what
Right.
you're doing. And like it talks about it, really Mark is probably the best example of this of all, which is the main character where he is so upset about his wife's death that he does this.
Yeah.
Because it like I think in the second season it's revealed that he used to be like a professor or he used to be like a college professor and like I'm like why are you working this job?
Well, I think that
nobody
would be
knows?
compartmentalizing of like, okay, at home I'm this man dealing with my wife's death, but at work that doesn't exist.
Well, and this show is like very extreme. It's very like this is the most extreme example I can think of this like
that has
situation.
that has a term. There's a term for that.
What?
Straw man fallacy? No. Like when you use like the most extreme example to get your point
Oh.
across, there's a word for it.
Yes, you're right.
Is it called straw man
It's
fallacy? Or
it's
straw
the
man
informal
argument?
fallacy of refuting an argument from one actually under discussion while not recognizing or acknowledging the distinction. And,
Maybe that's not
and
it.
this person one has simply said that they like bananas and has not mentioned any of their fruit. Person two clearly likes apples, but then makes the illogical argument that person one likes bananas, they must hate apples and oranges. This is a straw man
Oh.
argument.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Then. No, there's a. I don't know. I can't even think of a good example. But like if like trying to talk about compartmentalizing, and then you use this extreme
Yeah.
example. There's a word for it.
Yeah. Last one. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe if you watch it, we can do like a second episode on Severance.
A
And
recap.
we can really get into it. Cognitive dissonance is another kind of
Mhm.
part of this.
Mhm.
How would you describe it?
That's-
This one would be hard for me to describe.
That's when when you believe something or or think one way about something, and then you're faced with evidence that proves that not correct.
Yeah.
It's the sort of anxiety or discomfort that you feel from that.
Yep. I struggle to
I'm
always
your
explain
boss.
that.
Do you think I don't know my shit? Like, come on.
Like, can you explain this? And you're like, no.
No.
No, it's the ChatGPT says psychological discomfort from holding two conflicting beliefs or behaviors.
Yeah.
Usually I'm like, it's when you think that you don't like something, but then you end up liking it. It's like that discomfort you sort of feel like in
Right.
that.
The resistance.
I'll tell you, there's one character in the show, I won't name who it is because you'll see it if you watch it, who the Innie really is struggling, doesn't want to be an Innie, and they basically record her Outie being like, you're nothing. You're a piece of shit. You're nothing. I
Mhm.
control you. Like, so it's hard for her, Innie, to like figure out how she wants to do stuff, and she does do some shit. So, ChatGPT also mentions this could be like gaslighting, which this company does a really good job of gaslighting their employees.
A lot of them do.
So, but if you watch it, we can do a secondary episode.
I might.
Because
have to
this would be a
watch
really
it.
good discussion between me and you, I think.
Are they short episodes?
They're about 30 to 40 minutes. Some of them are a little bit longer. It just depends. The second season has longer episodes. I think they're like closer to an hour.
I'm really bad at binge watching things.
This one I think will be good because it was like a 3-year wait from first season to this season. So like we had to watch the last couple episodes from the first season to remember what the hell was going on. So anyways, we're going to do Gay or Straight Summer Edition.
Summer
Edition.
Summer.
This is from ChatGPT also, which I thought was really hilarious because they gave me a lot of different.
You just asked for like what summer items, random summer.
Well, I
things?
explained to ChatGPT what Gay or Straight the game is,
God.
and I
it
was
was
like,
probably like it was probably like it should have probably given you a DEI.
it was actually really funny. It was like, oh, I understand. You're saying like what feels really straight versus what feels gay. Like it made it like talked back to me. I was like, this is really funny. And it gave me multiple examples. The next episode that we record eventually, like I got another Gay or Straight from ChatGPT. So this is the summer edition. So some of these are very obviously, in my opinion, gay or straight. But there's a couple that
I don't know. You just never know.
Okay, ready?
You just never know.
It's interesting. Ready? Gay or straight? Inflatable drink holders for the pool. You ever seen these?
No.
This is straight to me.
But I would think it's straight.
Yeah, it's like a little floaty thing that has like
just like cup holders.
Yeah, cup holders for like cans and stuff.
Yeah, that's straight for sure.
Tanning with baby oil.
Oh, that's
Gay.
straight. No.
I think
That's
this is
straight.
gay.
No, that's straight. That's
I guess you're right in a way because
old white
straight ladies, yeah.
Yep. Gays would not damage their skin with that. No.
Part of me thinks this could be bi, but it's fine. I get what you're saying though. Yeah. I will say one summer I went and hung out with my aunt. She lives in a southern state. And I asked her if she had any sunscreen. All she had was baby oil.
Yep.
And I was like,
which PSA, please don't.
I did. And I had a nice tan that summer, but then I'm like, I probably damaged the fuck out of my skin.
You did
so.
because oil traps
Yep.
UV rays in your skin.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It had glitter in it too.
Well, there you go. There you
my
go.
mom is going to know who I'm talking about as she listens. It's one of her sisters. SPF 100. Gay. I think gay. This is not straight. Straight people do not do SPF 100.
That's, I don't know. Yeah, that's.
Bi? I don't know.
Maybe bi. I don't know. That's a tough one. That really throws me off. Because I feel
straight
like.
people do like 50 at max, maybe 30.
Yeah, like I feel like straight people can't comprehend SPF 100. But then it doesn't feel gay. Like, I feel like gays don't care. Well, it's extra though. Yeah, I'm gonna go with gay. Yeah.
I think it's gay.
That one's tough.
Could be bi, but unless you're a skincare girly, you probably don't give a shit about SPF. Speedos.
Straight.
I'm going to say straight too.
Absolutely.
I was waiting for you to say straight. I'm going to say straight too.
Straight.
They love the Speedos. Floating on a giant flamingo.
Now that's gay.
That is
yeah, now that's gay. That's gay.
Bringing a Bluetooth speaker and playing the top 40.
That is straight.
That is
so
so
sorry,
straight.
straight people.
No, I agree.
Please do not bring a speaker.
Had it said country, I would have been like redneck straight.
Hillbilly.
Hillbilly
right.
straight.
Yeah. Yeah. People, you have to stop bringing your speakers to public pools, public beaches.
What's your take on floating in a river? Straight.
It's straight. Yeah. Personally not
inner tube in the local river.
Where I'm from it's called
tubing?
No, the lazy river.
Yeah.
And I think people do call it tubing, which
Most
to me
people
is
call it tubing.
not called. That's not what
When I
tubing
worked in the
is.
prison system, a lot of them on the summer weekends were like, "We're going tubing, want to come?" And I was like, "No."
I don't love bodies of water that I can't see the bottom to.
Yeah, the smell to me is
and the
enough.
smell, and all of those people are peeing and pooping in that water.
Hell yeah.
So there you go.
Last one, you ready? Sand volleyball, but never diving for the ball.
Oh, that's gay.
That's so gay.
That's definitely gay. Yeah.
So gay.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. That
Yeah.
makes me excited for summer, which probably will never happen this year, it seems.
The other one that I got for another episode in the future was really funny too. To me, a lot of it is straight, but we'll duke it out in the future.
Love it.
But yeah, let me see.
You just never know. You just never know what we're gonna feel.
You really don't. Let me see if I can. Oh, I know I did it. Maybe I didn't do it. Yeah, it was really funny. It gave me like so many different it was like there's so many. It was like, and it kind of was like coconuts. It was like different kinds of like random things. It was like one of them was like pride, which I was like, this isn't really fair because like pride, hello, but it had a lot of different ones. That was I think the pool version or whatever it was. But anyways, so yeah. Well, when you rewatch or when you watch Severance,
we'll see if I go. I'm just so bad. I will start watching things and then I just end up not, and then I have to try to binge watch everything, and I just don't have time. I don't have time anymore.
That or like do like one night a week, like that's your Severance.
I know I need to, yeah.
Because we have a couple shows right now that are happening that are once a week. That it's actually made it nice to like not have to like
I know.
watch everything.
But see,
at
then
once.
I still forget, like Handmaid's Tale, like.
Oh my God! Somebody just asked me at orientation if I watch Handmaid's Tale, and I was like, no, it's too
well,
real.
It's almost over. Last episode comes out this week, I think. But like that I had to catch up on, and then I was watching Andor, the new season.
Sure.
And I had to watch like freaking 4 episodes. Well, and Edward made fun of me because I fell asleep during one of them, so I had to rewatch that one again. He's like, "You're still watching this fucking show?" I was like, "I'm sorry.
We're watching.
I'm busy and I'm old. I go to bed at like 8
Last
o'clock.
of Us.
Oh,
which is great.
I think I'm behind on that too.
The last episode of the season came out yesterday, so it's done. So.
So I have probably 3 episodes to watch on that one.
Okay, it's pretty good. And then we watch Hacks too. You probably like Hacks.
Don't know it.
It's on HBO. It's like I don't want to say aged, but she's an older comedian who's like, she has like a Vegas residency, but like that's her only thing. So she hires like a young 20-something female writer to come help her and with her act. But she's like super Gen Z, so like everything in Deborah's show is like offensive to her. It's actually really funny.
I think I've seen.
Oh, you would love it. I think you would love it. You would love Jimmy and Kayla, the managers. They're so funny. But that's about to be done. I think this week is the last.
Well, it's good to know you have a lot
of
of free time. That'll be done because you'll be working. You'll have lots of work to do.
That's what you say. And then it's just me. Hi, I got fired. Kyle doesn't talk to me anymore.
I ruined his life.
Imagine? Oh my God, that would be really funny. Anyways, well, everybody stay tired
and petty.